I think there's a variety of insights that we can gain from coming together, coming from different backgrounds, different faiths, different non-governmental organizations, civil society, and trying to bring a new range of knowledge, skills, and methodologies that have worked from the grassroots levels to the top and vice versa. And there's just so much that can be generated out of the existing knowledge and then obviously having a new range of perspectives that we haven't witnessed in the past as humanity. So I really believe that this is an excellent first start for national governance being generated out of international governance with these reflections. I firmly believe that religion and science should really walk hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder together. Without religion, without the spiritual side of our beings and of our souls, it becomes very difficult to explain about the origin of the universe or about certain levels of understanding that are necessary for the advancement of the environment and for us as humanity to tackle the triple planetary crisis. I'm a Baha'i, and from the Baha'i perspective, it's really very interesting to see how the spiritual nature and the material perspective, they integrate and they help each other to advance. I really see that without this perspective, that it is not my religion or my way, but that we walk together to find a way to move together to tackle the planetary crisis, we're never going to be able to progress. I also see that there are some fundamental principles that need to be taken into consideration. One of them is the oneness of humanity, the other one is justice, the equality of genders, of women and men. A bird cannot launch its flight if the two wings are not in perfect harmony. I really see that when there are protagonists in the grassroots and they genuinely want to make a change, there is a twofold moral purpose happening at the same time. One is for their own internal transformation, and the other one is with the tools that they learn from working with the grassroots, they can assist and support for the community to advance. And within this process, the more we learn from different villages, islands, localities, countries, in an international sphere, we learn what has worked. And then we can adjust approaches, because it is really by understanding the reality of that specific location that we can really try to effectively find solutions to tackle the issues. So then the approaches can be adjusted in accordance to that reality. In fact, it has been half of my life this year that I have lived. I was born and raised in this country, in Brazil. So I lived in the global south, and for the half of my life, I have been living in the global north. So I can actually say that there are so many specific aspects that need to be tackled. One of them is shifting from fossil fuels to renewable energy. And the other one is about really the empowerment of women and how women and girls can make such a huge contribution with capacity building, with training, with certain levels of empowerment, of thought leadership. So I think that the connection of different areas, such as of the women dimension, the climate and the peace nexus, and the environmental thought leadership, can really help for the rainforest not to be left aside. so everyone can have a role to help. Because it's not only about the rainforest, it's about everything else that's happening around the world as a whole. The world is one country and mankind its citizens. If one single element of the system is in pain or is ill, the whole body suffers for it. And that is the condition that we see the world at this day and age. A condition that humanity has gone through its infancy, has gone through its adolescence, and at this moment we're going through the pains of adolescence. We're going through the pains of changes that sometimes are not good, and sometimes they are great, but it's changes that many times we can lose our perspective of what's going to come next. But the reality is that this is an evolution, and we need to think that this is towards the maturity of humanity. So we really have to see as a long-term vision and not be only focused on where we are at the moment. So really, we're interconnected. Humanity is interconnected with nature, with the natural world, and it needs to continue advancing and evolving in a very systematic and natural way. I really see that the world has been created as a whole. However, we have so much made divisions. We have made divisions in terms of countries, in terms of races, nationalities. We are a whole community. We are a planetary community. And why would we then think that we can conduct our lives in silos or work individually? Leaving no one behind means that everyone is treated with dignity, with kindness, with respect, and their rights and opportunities are reinforced because we want to see the different capabilities. We want to see the different skills and potentials that each human being has. I really believe that if we're not trying to reinforce this social cohesion, how can the world really tackle all of these different issues that we're facing, which are so urgently needed to be changed, to be transformed? We don't want to continue with the same erroneous assumptions and the biases that we have had in the past. So prejudice or any type of areas that don't lead to the unity of a community or of the world, we have to see how to eliminate this type of absence of the light. So we want to find ways that we bring everyone together so no one feels that their responsibility is not needed and it can be ignored. Everyone has a role then.